Hi guys, so I'm back with a boxing prediction video. So yes, in several days time, Friday night, we have a big boxing event taking place on Netflix. Yes, I think we all know, even if you're not a boxing fan, you'll have heard of it. You'll have seen it on the news, on social media, like What WTF on YouTube. Yes, we have Jake Paul going up against Anthony Joshua in a professional 8-round fight. Actual boxing match, professional boxing match. What? I think that was everyone's reaction when this fight got announced. Obviously, his fight with Tank Davis got cancelled, so they're going, okay, Tank Davis, Anthony Joshua. So everyone's like, Jake Paul, what are you smoking? And then obviously all the other people are coming out saying, oh, it's so rigged. Joshua, he's just going to take a big payday and take a dive make Jake Paul look good. Oh, hey, AJ, what are you doing? But apparently him and Eddie Hearn have said numerous times, there's no script, it's not rigged, it's not fixed to make Jake Paul look good. Anthony Joshua's taking it very seriously. And yeah, we have a big fight this weekend, or Friday. And it's going to do massive on Netflix, isn't it? It's whether you love it or hate it, millions of people, tens of millions of people are going to be tuning into Netflix to probably see Anthony Joshua beat the crap out of Jake Paul. Because unless it's rigged, or there's a clause in AJ's contract where he's got to go easy on Jake and make him look good, I do not see how Jake Paul comes out of this without getting knocked out, or at least getting seriously hurt past the first 3 or 4 rounds. It's crazy. Oh. So I'm just going to give my prediction for the fight. So maybe it's like, does Jake have more of a chance than people are giving him credit for? I don't know. If AJ takes him lightly, could that help Jake? I don't know. Obviously, we had the press conference like 2 weeks ago, and they both were very courteous and very professional. Jake was no bad mouthing anything. He was probably the most professional I've seen Jake. I think he's definitely taking this seriously. I think he is quite nervous too, because when they did the face off, he just went. Joshua was like 5-6 inches taller than Jake Paul. Oh, good God. So this is obviously Jake Paul's biggest test by far. Yeah, he's not a boxer past his prime who hasn't boxed in years. He's not a 50-year-old Mike Tyson. He's not a boxer and MMA. He's not a basketball player and MMA guy. No, he's a professional, but a very good professional boxer in Anthony Joshua, a former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world and a former Olympic gold medalist. So, Olympic medalist. Yeah, this is a massive challenge, and a lot of people obviously are slagging off Anthony Joshua, saying, "What are you doing? Why are you taking this fight, Anthony? It's just for a massive payday. Apparently, he's going to be getting 50 odd million for this fight. Jake Paul probably gets something even more for net all that sweet Netflix money." I think Eddie Hearn's just going, what is going on? It's a massive payday. I think he's even said in the podcast, didn't he? It's a massive payday for AJ. And then he's going into more serious fights next year. Potentially a match of Tyson Fury, we've heard heavily rumoured in the last day or two. So, yeah. So, I think Jake Paul is a little smarter than people are giving him credit for. Well, one, this does show massive guts. If it's not fixed, there's no script, it does show massive guts to get in there with a former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world with massive knockout power. When you look at what he did to Francis Ngannou a year and a half ago. Yes, AJ is coming off a loss when he got knocked out by Daniel Dubois at Wembley last year. And he has taken a year off. So maybe Jake Paul and his team have seen that he's had a year off. Maybe he's not going to be quite at it. Obviously, like I said, his last match, he got KO'd by Daniel Dubois. And they're maybe saying, okay, if you can get a lucky miracle shot against AJ, you can hurt him. Look at Andy Ruiz a few years back. He was a massive, massive underdog. One of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Clipped him out of nowhere, and it wobbled AJ, and the rest was history. So, So Jake Paul and his team are clearly thinking if they can hang in there and land one miracle punch and rock AJ because they think he's got a glass jaw, they could do it and shock the world. AJ, on the other hand, yeah, the pressure is pretty much all on Anthony Joshua here, because if he doesn't get Jake Paul out of there within 2-3 rounds, everyone's just going to say it was rigged. If this goes the full distance and AJ just gets a unanimous decision, then Jake Paul's just going to still take that as a win. I went 8 rounds with a former 2-time heavyweight champion of the world. And Anthony Joshua couldn't beat me. He couldn't knock me out and all that. So yeah, the pressure is all on Anthony Joshua here to get the job done and beat Jake Paul quite convincingly early on. He's even said in the press conference, if this goes 8 rounds, that's not a win. He went 8 rounds with a guy he should be beating, and Jake Paul, who's only really had 1 or 2 proper professional fights before this. Everything else was fighting MMA fighters or basketball players or YouTubers. Or a 50-year-old Mike Tyson. You know, this fight shouldn't even really be happening. There's weight divisions in boxing for a reason. Anthony Joshua is a heavyweight. Jake Paul's a cruiserweight. I mean, Anthony Joshua is what, 50? I'm not sure they're right, 50 pounds heavier, but I think they've got to be somewhat of the same weight. I think Anthony Joshua is taller, a much longer reach, and he's got much more higher power. The only chance Jake Paul has, I think, is to be really quick. He will be the quicker guy, and to just try and dance around AJ's punches and keep him at a distance and try and chip away with the jab. But he's got to be careful of AJ's right hand, or it's going to be over very quickly. So my prediction for the fight, I think Jake Paul, first 2 rounds, he'll hang in there. AJ might go easy on him for the first 2 or 3 rounds. It'll probably be in the contract to go easy on Jake. Everyone says that's in the contract. He can't KO Jake and all that, but that's the rumoured stuff you hear about that. Jake Paul's fights, going back to his fights with Tyron Woodley, where he wasn't allowed to knock Jake Paul out and all that. So is it here as well? So Jake Paul hanging there for 2 rounds. Maybe jabbing away. He might even win one of the rounds, and maybe AJ's just taking him lightly. And then maybe the 3rd or 4th round, AJ turns it on, starts walloping Jake Paul, and either the ref calls it, or he actually does knock Jake Paul out. Because Jake Paul has never been dropped, has he? So he does knock Jake Paul out. That's my prediction. I can't see any other. There's no way this goes 8 rounds. And if this does go 8 rounds, then yeah, AJ, you should be ashamed of yourself. Or you've taken a big payday, an extra big payday, to make Jake Paul look really good. And I think he'll lose a lot of credibility and a lot of respect from the British boxing fans. So the pressure is on AJ to get this done and get it done quickly, or it'll look like a fix, or AJ will look really bad. So we'll see. We'll see, guys. That's my prediction. Yeah, AJ wins this within 3-4 rounds. And if he doesn't, wow. If Jake Paul hangs in there for 8 rounds, then yeah, something ain't right. Something won't add up, in my opinion. I just don't think it... There's no way you can tell me Jake Paul can hang with Anthony Joshua for 8 rounds unless AJ just goes easy on him. But then it will just we'll know he got paid to go easy on him. So it'll look so obvious. So it's kind of a win-win or a lose-lose for certain situations here. But yeah, that's my prediction. Jake Paul, if he hangs in there for a few rounds, lands a few punches on AJ, okay, he will get a bit of credibility. And the fact that he had the big enough balls to get in there with Anthony Joshua does give him a lot of credibility. But yeah, I think Anthony Joshua, within 3 rounds, will win. And if he doesn't, well, it's a fix. So yeah, guys, what are your predictions for this crazy fight this Friday on Netflix? Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul, who have you got? Yeah, guys, comment below, let me know. See you all soon.